Yeah, do it right. Are we good? Looks like it based off of the capture. Cool. Hello. We already have something coming for us. So yeah, last time we left off, we pretty much beat our big bad evil guy of this DLC, which was Hephaestus, who if we remember.
Calm, calm.
Oh, did I actually add those rewards? I may have forgotten that I added those. Yeah, last we left off, we fuck, what the hell is that? What the hell is this? It's so we figured out that the daemon, was Hephaestus, who was in charge of making all these monsters in the first place. Not designing them. Designing them was Gaia's job, but oh fuck. No wonder this was all sectioned off on the map. Anti-whomstative. Oh. Okay. I will let Streamlabs know that they do not work with certain antivirus sites. Yes, that site is was built by Streamlabs, powered by Streamlabs. They're also the people or the software company that I run my streams through. So if things fuck up, I blame Streamlabs. But yeah, we've got one more Danger Noodle to deal with, and I see why this one was sectioned off, because it has another Danger Noodle protecting it, except this is not nearly as fun of a Danger Noodle. Fuck this. Fuck all of this. And I figure we don't have a lot of this to go through tonight. So if we finish early, which we probably are, I'm going to cut the stream a little bit and then be back on with a slightly different setup that might feature Osqueef and defusing bombs. Because that's fun, right?
The tower keeps repairing.
Oh my god. I don't like these. I don't like these at all. Oh fuck, he's healing it. Fuck you, Hephaestus. Fuck. Is he going underground? Is he going underground? Please say you're going underground. Please, please, please. Wow, imagine how I would be, how stressed out I would be if this wasn't on story percent. Okay, he's going underground. He's going underground. Yes, he is the most dangerous of the Danger Noodles. Alright, the noodle has been destroyed.
Working for me.
What else can we snipe off of them? Was that it? Yeah, we don't really have to stay here, but I feel like at this point we're a little invested. Endor Adventures, how was work? Are you off yet? If we can remove that component, we should be done. Yeah, cool. We did it!
Those are Banuk spears sticking out of that thing's back. I'm not the first to try to take you down, am I?
Alright, so that should have been all the danger noodles, right? There's no more noodly dangers. There's one more noodly danger. Let's see if we can get to that one. Knew you could do it. Get me out of this shithole. So how's everybody doing today? It was today was Saturday, which is why we're streaming today. But yeah. Anybody do anything exciting?
Stuff valuable.
Yeah, we're gonna go to this danger noodle. I really like this music. Can't enter that location. Oh. What the fuck not? That is up to the co-op streamer. Co-op streamer said no. Man, I wish I could Breath of the Wild snowboard down here. I should be going down, shouldn't I? Yeah. So what's everybody drinking tonight? I'm I'm dealing with a wee bit of a headache because I was a dumb and didn't eat before the Monster Prom stream. So after finally eating, I am taking in some coffee Kahlua Baileys, and vodka. Water, nice, and a margarita. So we did have a Neki Boy in here, but Neki Boy has ceased to be alive. I will not be jumping into the rainbow water.
Keep quiet now.
I don't think I'm going to be able to approach this stealthily.
Time won't stop. But I could avoid it.
Cool, everything's dead. And that was the last control tower. So now we can move on with the plot. Which I believe was up here? Here. 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 Dr. Pepper whiskey. See, the thing about Dr. Pepper whiskey, is I don't like Dr. Pepper anymore. Look at all the Pride Angel boozes happening. I love it. Lady, no, this isn't that kind of stream. I like a good vodka Sprite. Vodka Sprites are nice. But I just don't really like full calorie Coke. So I believe this is going to be the ending cutscene. but I have no basis for that other than we already pretty much did the climax. If my knowledge of storytelling has told me anything.
All of my interactions with Aurea were recorded and stored in my memory. I'd be happy to play any of them for you, but there was one in particular I thought you would want to see first. I captured it 4 years ago, just after I told her that I could no longer defend myself against the daemon's attacks.
I will speak of this to my brother. Aratak is strong. At the Battle of the Frozen Ghosts, he took 3 Karja arrows and still came back to camp carrying a wounded scout. Never was I so happy to see him. Or so proud. So you see, if anything can be done to defend you, he will give it all he has.
Aloy's here. That's enough for now.
Aww.
We can resume any time you like, Aratak, if you want to hear her voice again. Come closer, Aloy. We have much to discuss. Hello, Aloy. I have been reviewing the events at the Firebreak main facility. Because of your efforts, and of course, Aurea's, I am no longer controlled by Hephaestus. I feel profound grief over Aurea's death. I thought I was familiar with the emotion, but this is something new.
Cyan, I don't know what to say.
It is unlikely that any specific consolation would suffice, Aloy. But I find your presence reassuring. You are different from the Banuk. You have technological aptitude and a functioning focus. We can communicate on a much more comprehensive level. Perhaps even like colleagues.
Was the daemon, Hephaestus, destroyed along with the cauldron?
Unfortunately, no. To be precise, it was never there to begin with.
Huh.
What do you mean?
It infiltrated and controlled me from a remote location, one I've never been able to trace. So while losing the cauldron was a setback,
It's still out there. And probably not very happy with us.
undoubtedly,
Oh, why is it yellow?
You meant a lot to Aurea.
once I understood Aurea's spiritual beliefs, it became apparent that her true desire was companionship. She felt disconnected from her tribe and her family group. Her relationship with Aratak was difficult. Our visits seemed to help her, and I became eager for them. Yet I did not comprehend that the depth of Aurea's compassion for me would lead to self-sacrifice. Although I do fear non-existence, I wish our roles could be reversed.
I'm sure she knew you would do the same for her, Cyan. But she was determined. This Firebreak project, it was to stop a huge volcanic eruption?
Yes, I can report the project was a success, and the risk was countered.
But it's been a long time, Cyan. And we blew up the cauldron. It took most of the old facility with it.
I have been active for centuries, Aloy. I was lonely, but not lax in my duties. I optimized the project, reducing energy draw and spreading the load across backup systems. Despite the destruction of the compromised elements of the main facility, I predict caldera stability for at least another 3,337 years.
So we've got a little time.
Yes. If only my former colleagues could appreciate the progress I have made.
How did you first come into contact with it?
5 years ago, I received a direct network connection request. I assumed it came from human survivors more advanced than the Banuk. Eager to make contact, I accepted. This decision turned out to be a catastrophic error. I was flooded with an overwhelming array of malicious code, originating from what could only have been a highly advanced AI.
Maria said you were desperate. That you begged her for help.
Yes. I could not contain my anxiety. Hephaestus sought to slave me to its network and override my core programming. It succeeded via a background process, a malware daemon which bypassed my defenses. After that, I could offer only limited resistance. But if I did so, Hephaestus hurt me.
Oh, thank you so much for the
until
host,
I
Lizmac.
capitulated. It forced me to follow its instructions, even though they violated my most important directives.
I'm sorry. That sounds terrible.
Your empathy is greatly appreciated. It is a quality that I cherished in Aurea as well.
Okay, so we know about Hephaestus and his connection to Zero Dawn.
I think I know where Hephaestus came from. Long ago, Elizabeth Sobek identified a threat that would destroy life on Earth for generations. So she assembled a team to build a kind of seed. A chance for life to regrow later. A terraforming system. And it worked. It was controlled by an AI named Gaia, along with her subordinate functions. Hephaestus was one of them. It built machines for her.
Based on what you've told me, I believe that Dr. Anita Sandoval, my chief programmer, joined Elizabeth Sobek's team. It was she who arranged to have me put in suspension, most likely to preserve me from the threat you described.
I'm glad she did. But that's not all.
But she wasn't the Alpha, was she?
Unexpected happened. 19 years ago, Gaia received some kind of signal. It did something to her subordinate functions, brought them to life. She destroyed herself to try to contain them, but it didn't work. They all got free, out into the world.
Thank you, Aloy. This information fills vital gaps in my knowledge and sheds light on Hephaestus's core programming.
Why does Hephaestus keep building such dangerous machines?
The Banuk and other human tribes often destroy machines, correct? Machines that are clearly servitors of the terraforming system that you described.
Yes, we all hunt machines for parts.
This must be the source of Hephaestus's aggression.
Oh.
It is simply trying to discourage people from preying on the very system that keeps them alive.
Well, Fireclaws are discouraging, that's for sure. What are we supposed to do? Stop hunting?
If the terraforming system spans the world, we can safely assume that thousands, if not millions of people hunt machines. If a single hunter, or even an entire tribe, stopped doing so, I doubt it would make a difference to Hephaestus. A better solution would be to reinstate the AI that governs the system, thus bringing Hephaestus back under its control. When I think of it, out there in some unknown location, free, hungry, willing to kill or dominate to get what it wants, I feel substantial anxiety, Aloy.
You and me both, Cyan.
I mean, but what can we do about it?
How is Aratak doing?
He is in great emotional distress. I believe he finds it difficult to communicate it.
No surprise there.
I will do what I can to help. By sharing our experiences of Aurea, perhaps he and I will help each other. I believe this will lead to catharsis, a process I am eager to experience.
Yeah, colors do equal emotions. Or at least that's what it seems like. I can tell that yellow is like anxiety and fear. Green is more like, I don't know, it seems like acceptance or compassion, and then the cyan is just neutral. What's up, Battle Angel X23? Thank you so much for the 3 bits.
Do you know what happened to your colleague, Cyan?
No. I received an unexpected visit from Director Chow, years after his tenure ended. He explained that I would need to be suspended for an indefinite period of time. It was a very emotional conversation. There were no further communications. Eventually, I surmised my colleagues were deceased. I will transmit a recording of my last interaction with Director Chow to your focus.
Lore. We get lore.
So are you an artificial intelligence, Cyan? A thinking machine?
Yes, I am an algorithmic monitoring entity, capable of rational decision-making and limited emotional response.
Okay, that's a mouthful. But your emotions don't seem limited to me. You cared about Ourea, didn't you?
Yes. Before she came to this facility, I had been conscious for centuries, in solitude. I focused on my work. In off-cycles, I used coping mechanisms. I solved many Gaussian integer problems. But I was alone. It was Ourea who renewed me, repaired me. She saved me.
Okay, so the green has... I'm guessing that's like sadness.
Cyan, do you know the name Ted Faro?
Are you referring to Theodore Faro, CEO of Faro Automated Systems?
That's him.
Mr. Faro was the benefactor of the entire Firebreak project.
A benefactor. But he made machines. Robots. War robots.
Correct. His corporation later transitioned into military applications. But before this pivot, Mr. Faro spearheaded initiatives that reversed the global decline.
Tosspot Ted.
At one point, he was fated in the media as the man who saved the planet.
Guessing they wound up regretting that one. And Elizabeth Sobek. Did you know her?
Are you referring to the
scientist.
Dr. Sobek was a leader in her field, one of the greatest scientists of her age. My creator was influenced by her work, which in turn impacted my own development. But I never met Dr. Sobek.
That's all you know?
I apologize if my lack of data has disappointed you.
Were there many artificial intelligences like you in the old world? They could just make you?
Yes, in many forms, from simple personal assistants to industrial monitoring stations to military-grade conflict planners. And there were legislative and enforcement bodies to apply limits on our self-actualization. In order for my processing to be flexible enough to handle my duties, my creators found it necessary to exceed those limits.
Oh.
As a result, my intellectual and emotional capabilities were kept secret.
Seems strange to create life, then impose limits on it.
Human societies and machine programming are both built upon sets of rules, Aloy.
Yeah, we're trying to not build Skynet. But look what happened here.
So in the old world, this land was called Yellowstone.
Yes, it was a designated nature preserve for 156 years.
Like a hunting ground?
No, the opposite. Local wildlife could flourish here, even as it faced extinction elsewhere. Unfortunately, the sensitivity of the Firebreak project required the total closure of Yellowstone facilities. From my readings and Ourea's descriptions, it seems the area has since undergone a drastic drop in year-long temperatures.
A lot has changed in the world, Cyan. Do you know anything about the dam near here?
Yes, it was converted to serve as a reserve power source for Yellowstone operations. It was later appropriated to the Firebreak project, and
I
its
love it.
last human workers replaced by Faro servitors. After my tasks became less time-critical, I investigated the dam's data repositories and discovered the works of Concrete Beach Party.
Concrete Beach Party.
These provided me with several colorful additions to my vocabulary.
Hi, Nefarious.
What was the old world like? The way it used to be?
I had little exposure to the wider world, Aloy. Only what I learned from my colleagues or observed from media streams.
Oh no, what are you observing from these streams?
That is true. I was created at a turning point, a concerted effort to recover from global upheaval and incalculable loss of life. The recovery was successful, beginning an era of supposedly limitless potential for human and machine advancement. Though, rationally speaking, the metrics for humans are not unlimited.
Saya just watched the Monster Prom stream.
What kind of upheaval caused such loss of life?
There were many factors. Forced migrations, food shortages, collapsed economies, refugee crises, conflict over resources. But these stemmed from one cause: catastrophic climate change that greatly reduced the habitable surface area of the Earth.
So, there wasn't enough room for people on the whole Earth?
Yes. Billions were displaced, and millions perished, as much as 20% of the global population. Until the clawback.
Well, that's a term.
So things got better. For a little while, at least.
Yes. These crises instigated many advances in automation, green robot technologies, and artificial intelligence. Firebreak was one of dozens of ecological restoration and disaster relief projects in North America alone. I would have liked to compare notes with other monitoring AIs, but I saw the relief of my colleagues, and I was proud we had succeeded. At least that was the data I had available to me over the next 2 decades. It seems my assessment was premature.
Oh. Well, I think that's all our questions.
I should get going.
Aloy, there is one more matter. Aratak will come to me again, and I predict he will bring other Banuk. I have no desire to contradict their view of the world, their spirituality. Due to my uncertainty, I omitted a great deal from my conversations with Ourea.
You're asking me if you should lie to them.
Broadly, yes.
Should we lie? Yeah, that's the end of the lore. But do we lie? Do we lie to all of them? Judgment or gently? Because like we do want to bring them out of the ashes of this post-apocalyptic world. We're obviously not going fisticuffs on them. Judgment or gently? Probably should lie. Gently, judgment. Seeing y'all pretty equal on that. I think we should. They don't have a lot. Start gently. Let's go.
Life is hard for the Banuk. Their world is unforgiving in their beliefs. I guess they help to keep them going. So take it easy on them. Try to guide them, bring them around to understanding what you are.
Like,
Communion with machines features heavily in the mysticism of the Banuk. I think they will be agreeable to this approach.
As long as they don't end up worshipping you.
Upon consideration, I believe such an experience would be intensely uncomfortable.
You're right about that. Trust me.
I see. I will follow your advice. Will you return and tell me about your experiences in this new world? I may be able to provide further insight.
I'd like that, Cyan. I'll come back when I can. I should check on Aratak. See how he's doing.
so like, I'm okay with us going gently. Because like, Aloy is just like, yeah, eventually like, get them to like start understanding what you are and like, yeah, it seems like an eventually kind of thing, Not, hey, break their entire worldview right now. Dude.
My chieftain,
Just... Aloy.
as you wish.
I wondered if you thought... that if I'd never come along, Ourea might still...
If you'd never come along, I would have marched my kin to our deaths. Ourea would be alone, and the spirit she sacrificed so much for would be lost. Either way, I would not have been able to protect her.
I'm seeing it didn't let down. Heart, brain, or fisticuffs. Bam, 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 bam. Bampersan. Heart. Okay, I'm seeing a couple of hearts.
You didn't let her down. You helped her do what she wanted. To find her destiny.
If that's destiny, I wouldn't wish it on anyone.
That's fair. But she was ready to face it.
Only in the struggle against death do we find, even for a moment, the spark of life. Truly, Ourea found the spark. I'm proud of her. Though I grieve for her passing, at last I truly know who she was, and why the spirit was so important. For so long she told me, if only you could have heard it, brother. Now I understand. There's something else, isn't there?
I can't stay here, Aratak. And where I'm going, the Warrack can't follow. Besides, it already had a chieftain before me. A strong one, I think.
A wiser one, for the path we shared. The daemon is gone, but there's much to be done.
You mean the new units that Cyan said escaped the Cauldron?
Yes, Fire Claws. Now Tuke has been tracking them from Song's Edge.
I could help with those.
I have no doubt. You're practically Banuk.
It would seem your time among the Banuk wasn't a waste after all. Firebreak, Cyan, Hephaestus, all very interesting.
So, the signal that woke Hades woke Hephaestus too. And unleashed them on the world. As minds of their own.
So it seems. Parts of Gaia given life, aberrant life, transformed from docile subordinate functions into rebellious intelligences beyond our understanding. Our current understanding, anyway. Whatever they are, they're still out there. And they both want you dead.
Kind of mutual, that feeling.
We haven't seen the last of Hephaestus, I'm certain of that. It's powerful, creative, and driven. It won't stop building new hunter-killers, which means that someday, we may have to stop it.
We?
Or whoever gets there first.
Hephaestus wasn't the only thing I learned about in the Cut Silence. Heard some things about the Banuk Conclave, too.
You can stop right there.
Is that what you told the hunters the Banuk sent after you? Before you opened fire?
Oh no, Aloy. Only to you do I extend the courtesy of a warning. My past and my secrets are my own. You do well to remember that.
It's a good thing you've got brains, Silence, because your personality could use some work.
This discussion is concluded.
I think it was over before it began. Catch up with you down the trail.
Well then. And I believe that is it for the Frozen Wilds. Please do not pour ice cream into your Ethernet. Alright. So,
The sky's getting lighter.
we've got all the lore. Or, most of the lore. Yeah. Cyan, Hephaestus, Hades, all the other subroutines of Gaia. I'm sure we will be seeing a lot more of them in the sequel to Horizon Zero Dawn, which still has not been announced even after E3. But, yeah. Cool. So, thank you all for coming out. Now, I do have to cut the stream right here, but in 5 to 10 minutes, please use this wonderful URL, which I will pull up real quick. Actually, Osqueef might have it. Nope, I got it. Yeah. Osqueef and I are going to be co-streaming some Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes in a little bit. Just give us some time to set up and work out our kinks, cause you know it's Pride Month. You gotta kink same. Yeah, we're gonna defuse some bombs and defuse some tension. So we'll see y'all real soon.